'Twas the night before Christmas and at the Scarlet Devil's house. Everyone was invited to party, even Nazrin the mouse. The musical Tsukugamis and Prismers were there, playing their instruments with style and flair. Mistia and Kyoko were singing skillfully too, while Iku and Kokura formed a fever dance duo. Yayuko, Rumia and Yoshika gobble up meat. Birdseed is what the crows, raven and ibis eat. Patchy and Alice play Marissa tug of war, while Bugs, Spider and Sia play above the floor. Aki symbolizes order and peace. Arguments and fighting, she tries to cease. After a while, the Scarlet Sisters invite all the Sibis to an ornament-making night. They craft ribbons and bows and paper snowflakes, things made of clay, while eating bundt cakes. Then a sheet is unveiled for all to see. A huge, undecorated evergreen tree. All the chibis cheered and were filled with delight. They held their ornaments while taking flight. Here and there, they adorned the tree. And when they finished, they stood back to see a wonderful, though unlit, Christmas tree. Now Natori came forth with a big backpack gun thing. She pulled the trigger and it shot out light bulb-laced string. Just in time the tree was complete, because now the chibis were falling asleep. Then Flan went to her sister to suggest the chibis spend the night to rest. Remilia was proud of her sister's insight. She spoke, "You are all invited to stay overnight. 'Cause it's cuter, let's just say." The non-chibis left, while the chibis stayed. Sakuya provided pajamas for all, as the chibis lined up wall to wall. Most of the chibis slept in beds, but other chibis slept in other things instead. In their pajamas and some with caps, the chibis began their long night naps. All of a sudden, outside was a clatter. The chibis rushed to the window to see what's the matter. Santa had fallen from the roof. And since the non-human chibis were weatherproof, they went outside not needing jackets nor boots, and were at Santa's side who wore a red suit. Santa got up, she was okay. She then pointed up and yelled out, "Hey!" There was a thief in white and black. She was on a broom, and had Santa's toy sack. Everyone saw how fast the broom flew. Chasing the thief? Impossible, they knew. But Koakuma had a plan, you see. She called everyone back to a big tall tree. Yamame spun a web to the tree's top where Koakuma and the inchling sat there. The rest pulled the line, bending the tree. Then they let go and launched the catapulties. Away they flew like a ballistic attack. Koakuma using her wings to aim for the sack. The thief felt the impact and looked behind. She saw a tiny devil, it boggled her mind. Koakuma fought the thief, but it was a distraction. Shinmyomaru hid in the sack for the plan's next action. Koakuma fell off, so the thief thought she was alone. The thief then decided she was safe to go home. Little did she know about the inchling in the back, who threw lightweight presents out of the sack. Koakuma feigned defeat. It was all just for show. The chibis found her and they picked up gifts in the snow. The trail of gifts ended at Marissa's home where the thief dropped the sack, then flew away from there. The inchling rejoined. All felt relief, except for Momiji, who kept her eyes on the thief. They followed the thief to the mouth of a cave. The chibis were scared, but Santa was brave. Santa went inside first, then the chibis went too. While the darkness in the cave slowly grew. To light the way, they summoned Danmaku. Then Wriggle remembered her butt lights up too. Up ahead, the cave was lit. And there stood a figure by a fire pit. The black clothes and broom were in the fire. And the figure was Alice in her normal attire. It wasn't Marissa? Oh, what a twist. How did this happen? What went amiss? The chibis and Santa then asked, why? Alice teared up and started to cry. Marissa has lots of friends, you see. But if they dislike her, there would only be me. If stealing Santa's toy sack, they hear Marissa had done, they might avoid her or even shun. I'm a horrible person. I feel so guilty. Not horrible, said Santa, you just get jealous easily. For atonement, I suggest To Marissa, Kira, same, she confess. Aki smiled and nodded, I agree. She is not evil. Confess, then you're free. At Marissa's house, the Chibis watched from afar. Something someone else might find bizarre. Santa, Alice and Aki were at Marissa's place, talking to Marissa by the door, face to face. All of a sudden, Alice broke down in tears. Then Marissa embraced her, which dispelled all her fears. Alice remained, so only 2 came back. Santa was holding her full toy sack. I still have work to do, and I need my sled. Make haste to the mansion, then go back to bed. On the roof of the mansion, they all said goodbye. Then off went Santa, into the sky. The Chibis were tired and fell into deep sleep fast. So deep was the sleep, only Rumia had breakfast. When they awoke, they rushed to the tree. There were presents for all to see. And on the tree was a note. Thank you for helping me, it wrote. And at the bottom, by the way, have a very Merry Christmas Day.